What is happening, guys? Martin is back again. You know what we are, so let's get into it. So, guys, I want to say a big thank you to all the people who are subscribing to the channel. And again, if this saves you some time, some money, please do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Leave comments down below. Anyway, guys, as I've mentioned, I was focusing on Zara fragrances, trying to focus on getting some of the cheaper fragrances out there. I will still continue to do so. I say Zara, I'm not the biggest fan at this moment in time, so do not expect too many fragrances, especially I can see mention of fragrances which are slightly more expensive now, £25. Probably is going to go up to £30. I know they had a little bit of work with Joel Malone as well as some of the fragrances, and those ones were quite expensive. And for me, guys, I'm just not going to go out my way. I will go and test the fragrances and probably won't purchase them. But nonetheless, I want to talk about this particular fragrance. As you do know, guys, I've done previous reviews on Layton, and this is Pegasus Parfums de Mali, 125ml. Actually costs £200 in Selfridges in the UK. And yes, everybody knows obviously about the caps. The caps are pretty much heavy. You should probably stop a door to some extent with this. I mean, yeah, be careful with the cap. Try not to lift it though, because it's not magnetic. It's a shame it's not magnetic, but that's how it goes. Information on top about the house being founded in 1743. And then obviously you've got the design here with this chrome and some details on the bottom. Now, yes, this particular fragrance has been talked about previously, so it's not necessarily anything new as such, but it's new to me in my collection. For me, guys, these sort of fragrances, maybe I'll have them probably about maybe 2 years plus. Maybe even my Creed, I've had it probably about 2 years. You know, £180 are spent on it. So I personally would not be wearing this fragrance extremely socially. It's a fragrance that I want to wear just on special occasions. Later, I used to only wear that on certain business sort of occasions. So it reminded me of business events when I'd smell it. And this particular fragrance, to me, guys, is quality. Now, the note breakdown on this does talk about bergamot in the top notes. You got some cumin in the top notes. Then we got some almond, some lavender. I believe there is a floral note with some jasmine. And in the base, it's saying that we've got some amber in the base with some cinnamon and then also some vanilla. I think Jeremy Fragrance did say in his view on it, and again I sort of concur, that this is like a metallic sort of almond fragrance. The opening to me is very sharp. The opening is borderline, even like a screechy sort of metal sort of smell. With this, I can smell the cumin and I can smell the jasmine and the element of the vanilla in there. The opening does smell even borderline, like, how could I say, borderline even like a little bit like a fish smell. If you imagine like an extreme sort of sharp, freshly caught fish smell, that's what I pick up on. But then it starts to dry down. I get the almond coming out. I get the nice sort of warm vanilla coming out. And in all honesty, guys, I've sprayed this one now. I wear it on skin. I sprayed it on clothes. Easily 8 hours plus. I can see some people saying that they don't necessarily get the biggest amount of performance from it. But for me, guys, I mean, I would say this is quite a heavy, I don't want to say beast mode fragrance, but it's definitely one that stays with you. I'm conscious of it when I'm wearing it. I'm moving around. You know, it can settle on skin, but once you start moving around, it starts to give again that scent bubble. And the trail is there. The scent trail is there. You're walking, you're getting that breeze. You know, this is quality. This is perfumery, in my opinion, at what I understand to be at a particularly good level, and it's definitely a fragrance where oh. So yeah, so I'm recording. As I was saying, guys, this is a fragrance which to me, it is quality. It screams quality. Now, I did wear Layton at the weekend and had a lot of compliments actually wearing that fragrance. And the people who weren't necessarily giving me compliments, I was in a scenario that I could actually, they were smelling the fragrance. They were like, wow, you know, nothing necessarily said. Some guys won't necessarily even give you compliments, and that's okay. That's nothing wrong with that. But this fragrance, guys, I've worn it. I've not had the opportunity to wear it enough to get the full sort of, how can I say, spectrum of compliments, because we are in lockdown and obviously you got to be careful in respect of obviously mixing everything else like that. But for the time I've been worn it, and the people I have spoken to, they do like the fragrance. I personally like the fragrance. Between Layton and Pegasus, I'll probably do a separate video on that one. But as it stands though, guys, 8 hours easily, probably even more on skin, to the point you smell it the next day on your clothes. And for me, guys, this is probably one of these more fragrances which I think if I were to, would I buy it again in the future? I don't know. But at the same time, I'm happy to have it in my collection. It's a good fragrance, guys. I need to see what it is like in the field, unfortunately. It's just one of those circumstances that I can't. But for me, the almond, the vanilla, the spices in there again with the cinnamon. This is a nice sort of playboy sort of fragrance. This what to me smells like quality. It smells like money. Latent as well has that level of complexity to it, but this one as well, once you get this dry down with the almond and nice sort of like borderline gourmand vanilla, this is a fragrance, guys, which I would highly recommend. I know the price point for £200 is a lot of money, so it's not going to be something you're going to be wearing very often, but for the prestige that comes with this particular fragrance, in my view, you know you're wearing quality. There is a difference, and you do smell the difference compared to, say, a £50 fragrance or £60 fragrance when you're wearing something like this, which is £200 a bottle. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, guys. I'd put it on my list if you can. If you can't afford it, take your time. Don't worry. When the time is right for you, by all means, you can go and check it out, and by all means, go and purchase it. I do know that there is a clone called, I believe it's called Craze. I want to say it's called Craze, that I've seen personally, guys. When it comes to some of these clones, I've purchased clones in the past, and I just feel like I would still like to know that I'm wearing the original fragrance, or at least I've had the experience, depending on where I am. If I was desperate to get it, would I really go and get the clone? If I was in that position, but I was able to smell this one, and I thought to myself, it's not high on my list, but when the time is right for me, I'll be able to get it. And the time was right, guys. This is a fragrance I really enjoy, and it's definitely a fragrance that I like to see in my collection for my niche fragrances. So I hope this is saving some time and some money, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Please do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And also, if you actually have any Parfums de Mali fragrances in your collection, guys, which ones do you have? So far, I've got this one with Pegasus, and I've also got Leighton. Herod, I've smelt it, but I'm struggling to smell what's so good about Herod. For some reason, it doesn't really stay on my skin when I've sprayed it. But by all means, guys, you let me know about that one, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.